Lessons on entering God's kingdom. Then they were also bringing their little children babies to Jesus, that he might touch them and that he should lay his hands on them and pray. But when the disciples saw it, the disciples rebuked those who were bringing them. But when Jesus saw it, he was moved with indignation. Jesus summoned them and said to them, "Allow the little children to come to me, and don't hinder them or forbid them to come to me. For God's kingdom belongs to such as these, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to ones like these. Most certainly I tell you, whoever will not receive God's kingdom like a little child, he will in no way enter into it." He took them in his arms and blessed them, laying his hands on them, and departed from there. As Jesus was going out into the way, behold, a certain ruler ran to him, came to him, knelt before him, and asked him, saying, "Good teacher, what good thing shall I do that I may inherit and have eternal life?" Jesus asked him, "Why do you call me good? No one is good except but one, that is, God. But if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments." He said to him, "Which ones?" Jesus said, "You know the commandments. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not offer or give false testimony. Do not defraud. Honor your father and your mother. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself." The young man said to him, "Teacher, I have observed all these things from my youth up. What do I still lack?" When Jesus heard these things, Jesus looking at him loved him, and he said to him, "You still lack one thing. If you want to be perfect, go, sell all whatever that you have, and distribute it to the poor, and then you will have treasure in heaven, and then come, follow me, taking up the cross." But when the young man heard these things, his face fell at that saying, he became very sad, and he went away sad, sorrowful, for he was one who had great possessions, for he was very rich. Jesus, seeing that he became very sad, looked around and said to his disciples, "How difficult and hard it is for those who have riches to enter into God's kingdom." The disciples were amazed at his words. But Jesus answered again, "Children, how hard it is for those who trust in riches to enter into God's kingdom. Most certainly I say to you, a rich man will enter into the kingdom of heaven with difficulty. For again I tell you, it is easier for a camel to enter in and go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into God's kingdom." When the disciples heard it, they were exceedingly astonished, saying to him, "Who then can be saved?" But Jesus, looking at them, said, "With men this is impossible, but not with God, for all things are possible with God. The things which are impossible with men are possible with God." Then Peter answered and began to tell him, "Behold, look, we have left everything and have followed you. What then will we have?" Jesus said to them, "Most certainly I tell you that you who have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man will sit on the throne of his glory, you also will sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Most certainly I tell you, there is no one who has left house, or wife, or brothers, or sisters, or father, or mother, or children, or land, for my sake, for God's kingdom's sake, and for the sake of the good news, who will not receive many times more in this time, and in the world to come, eternal life. But he will receive 100 times more now in this time, houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, children, and land, with persecutions, and in the age to come eternal life. Everyone who has left houses, or brothers, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, will receive 100 times, and will inherit eternal life. But many who are first will be last, and the last first. But many will be last who are first, and first who are last. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man who was the master of a household, who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. When he had agreed with the laborers for a denarius, $100 a day, he sent them into his vineyard. He went out about the 3rd hour, 9 a.m., and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard, and whatever is right I will give you." So they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and the 9th hour, noon and 3 p.m., and did likewise. About the 11th hour, 5 p.m., he went out and found others standing idle. He said to them, "Why do you stand here all day idle?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard, and you will receive whatever is right." When evening had come, the Lord of the vineyard said to his manager, "Call the laborers and pay them their wages, beginning from the last to the first." When those who were hired at about the 11th hour, 5 p.m., came, they each received a denarius, $100. When the first came, they supposed that they would receive more, and they likewise each received a denarius, $100. When they received it, they murmured against the master of the household, saying, These last have spent 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat. But he answered one of them, Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Didn't you agree with me for a denarius, $100? Take that which is yours and go your way. It is my desire to give to this last just as much as to you. Isn't it lawful for me to do what I want to with what I own? Or is your eye evil, because I am good? So the last will be first, and the first last. For many are called, but few are chosen.